Sometimes the avatars in our heads are more like heroes or people we've watched a lot, maybe, or people in positions of authority who are sort of on good terms with, maybe, who we permit to be in our mind more perhaps than our enemies, or as much as we can, we get them out of our head. Those we perceive wish to harm us, even though they got their hooks in us a little bit too much within our personal boundaries, because they've done it too much on a daily basis. And it's that sort of narcissistic abuse. YouTuber friend, if you're watching again, that certain experiences, something I only learned more about almost 10 years ago, affect your mental health. Certain things, if they happen over a long period of time, it's a form of mental and emotional abuse, and it makes you look more. You might have other things like autism, mental health problems, but leaves you susceptible. They look at you. There might be other things that come into it in a person's psyche like that, and culturally, but all of a sudden, politics, but mainly, why would they think you're somebody they can be that way with? I don't get it. I get, I've seen them do it, but I don't get it. Like various experiences over the years, I could go back to when I was really given a hard time when I was 14 by somebody. 14 years old somewhere. 14, that's a bit late. Or I could go further back than that. And susceptible to certain forms of bullying. And it's even at the age you are, somehow you're the other. I can get it, but I don't get it. And it's something to do with abuse, but at the same time, it isn't. And avatar in my head, a guy who gives short shrift to people who confronts him, Charles Veitch. Like all YouTube heroes sometimes seem to hate you in the end. And I'm not going to be one of them, folks, when you think I'm terrific. Not that many people seem to, judging by my low number of subscriptions. And it's true. It's as true as I know, as far as I know. But I'm a little guy in this, falling through the gaps. But you notice how certain people seem to react more, assuming it's not all a fix. Some people seem it's not all a bunch of plants and actors, and I think there is some of that. That they don't like. They get wound up. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they've got some sort of other defect, some sort of disorder themselves, mental health issue. But they get wound up. And I think some of it, what a lot of us see in that, from what I've just been saying about bullying, is we recognize these people don't like weakness in others. It doesn't give you a chance. They don't like the strength you're trying to use to get yourself away from being weak. They don't like the idea that you won't be weak. And even in these ambient casual encounters, they sense something. You're like that. You will show us up. And so they do things they got no business doing. You feel debilitated and perplexed at sixes and sevens about how to deal with it. You're not really a vocal person. You're not really a facially expressive person. You haven't got the nerve. And we love that Charlie does have that nerve. I do. Love that Charlie has that nerve, that assertiveness, that quickness of mind, that verbal dexterity, that articulateness. That I'll tell them all sorts of things. But what do you mean? That it may be a low level of harassment and hassle to film legally in public, to be fair. And that's another sort of clue to their probable charlatanism. Who would want to do that so much? What's the point? what are you really achieving? You could be accused of doing it around people who you know how they're going to react, whether they're on drugs or not. But some of it, I sympathize more when it's they think they can take you on and finish you more than they actually can. That's the thing that inspires and interests me. And they might not back down, but he's not going to back down. And that's what it's like. They can't figure that out. They can't think those many steps ahead. There's something very momentary, very narcissistic in their thinking, very dense. And like, again, where does it come from? There's too much of it, isn't there?